And a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us for another live episode of Conversations with Michael. We are streaming live from our home studio on this beautiful day in the central Willamette Valley of Oregon. And wherever you call home, on whatever format you're watching today's live stream on, you are all very welcome. Let's take that collective deep breath before we begin today's show. Because since our last session a month ago, a common theme has developed here: the energy on this planet for a lot of you is really, really intense right now. The human experience right now can be really challenging to all of us who have become incredibly sensitive to everything around us, challenging us at our very core. While at the same time, living alongside this intensity is another feeling, something that's been growing for a while. It's new for a lot of us. So there's times during our day when we don't notice it because it can be very, very subtle. And that's actually a good thing, because our news story is supported by very refined, subtle energies. What is this feeling? What are you feeling? How would you describe it? We call it a warm glow. It's a feeling we allowed in our life when we gave ourselves permission to be what? Well, to be divinely selfish. And it's grown over the years. It's supported by a very sincere love that we develop for us, ourselves. This feeling is new. It truly is. It didn't exist inside our old story in this way. It supports now a new story. One that doesn't rely on processing all those conflicted thoughts and unresolved emotions from our past. For a lot of us, the old story no longer interferes with the quality of our life. Let's take a breath there. I mean, really, it's been a while. It dominated our life by ignoring our future as it exists now, in this now moment. Well, that old story is still there. We can feel it, but we can also feel the emergence of something that is far more fulfilling. We become more conscious of how our thinking process relied on our past to support itself. And when you multiply that by 7 billion people, it's no wonder we felt stuck. Within our news story, we now connect to our core by feeling that indeed, with this warm glow, all is well. How do we know that? Has the world around us suddenly fallen into a deep, blissful state? Did the presidential candidates lay down their swords? Did humanity discover a cure for cancer? Have the divisions between light and dark, male and female, giving and receiving, shift? Not really. But they have from within us. It has created a tangible, separate reality from the one that we were born into. Not very tangible to those that still feel trapped inside a polarized dualistic reality. It's new. And it had to start somewhere. It started here on earth, inside your life. And it's time, my friends, to now own it. To feel it supporting your life. And then to allow it to express itself in whatever form you choose. The biggest hurdle for a lot is to allow it to speak as you too. Self-love dramatically shifted our reliance on all those energies outside of us. It created this feeling like a warm glow that just simmers in the background, like a flame. The only thing that can distract us now from relying on this inner flame is us. Oh, I know it's been a lot of fun blaming others, pointing fingers, but it's come down to the simplicity of what it means to be a conscious creator of your own experience. Thousands of human beings are now allowing this warm glow to help soothe all those conflicted energies we inherited. Thousands of human beings are consciously self-regulating their own energy field. They became aware many years ago that their own thinking process kept pushing itself ahead of this warm inner glow of energy. So they made a very, very bold choice. From the inside out, they kept it really simple. One step, one breath, one choice at a time. Let's take a breath there, my friends. Choosing a feeling that is a byproduct of consciousness expressing a love for self to now guide and support all of their choices, all of your choices. And this is new, my friends. And not only for human beings. No matter where you are at in relationship to this new emerging story, there are now more human beings on this planet who are living their life consciously than ever before. We have the honor of serving some of those people, using this earth as a witness. We've seen more people this year begin to realize that they are who they were looking for. And from the role that I am playing, it just brings me so much joy and relief. More than any of you really know. So let's take another deep breath with that. We come to this point when I usually turn this over to Michael, and I will, but before I do that, as we always do here on Conversations with Michael, let's take a quick look at our upcoming events in our short video here. And feel free to visit our website for more information on any of our programs or services. Last month we also presented one of our bi-monthly in-studio classes to all monthly subscribers to the Masters Unplugged program. It too is now streaming inside the in-studio video library. And let's take a quick look at a short sampler of that class that was titled A New Story. So much has shifted during this lifetime for all of us. We've spent lifetime after lifetime hoping to experience what we are feeling right now. It's kind of hard to believe, but let's take another breath with that. Very good. And as much as we enjoy the refresh of so many energies, I mean, that has been going on for quite some time. Let's be honest. We also kind of miss searching for that very elusive freedom, because the search had its own energy connected to it. We got really, really familiar with looking for us, looking for that divine part of ourself. So many different characters have played a part in that never-ending search. So what did we do? Well, we decided this was a good time to create something new. To be honest, we got tired of the same characters, no matter what role they played in our life, because it always ended up with the same outcome. The movie just got very boring. So I am deeply honored to be of service to a group of souls who are willing to do just about anything to reclaim your own creativity, your own freedom, certainly your own sovereignty. Let's take another deep breath as I shift this over to Michael. Indeed. Indeed it is. Thank you, Robert. It is I, Michael, known to all of you as well as Michael. And you are here today because you actually helped create this change, or you at least desire to be a part of it. Those of you that are new, welcome to our teachings. Welcome to this energy. And thank you for your choice to do what it is that we'll be talking about here today. It doesn't really matter to us what stage you're at in relationship to unplugging yourself from your own old story. Most of you no longer do that two-step dance with that story. Oh, you know what we're talking about, by keeping one foot in one story and the other in a new one. So you find yourself in a new place, let's say a vulnerable place, because it does feel really new, because it is. Your life, as you live it each day, is writing your new story with every breath you take. How is it that sting seems to always end up in our teachings here? Thank you, dear musician. You're beginning to allow yourself to truly feel enthused and excited and passionate about your life in a new way. It's refreshing, is it not? You also discovered the more excited, the more passionate you become about your own life, the more exposed are those other parts of you that are connected to your own story. Those other parts that have been struggling to try to feel better. So we invite you to step into this truly vulnerable state, vulnerable place, like a child playing in a new playground, perhaps for the first time. Not sure how all these other kids got here. Not really sure how to play with all these new toys. But despite that, there is something about this new environment, this playground, that feels really, really good. Let's take a breath with that. What are you feeling, my friends? Let's breathe with that here for a moment. We want to welcome all of you to your new Yes, and this class and over 100 other videos can be accessed inside the Masters Unplugged program. We offer a special discount for the first month just to see if we're a good fit for any of you. And finally, I'm very excited today to announce the publication of our new book titled I Spirit, A New Story, of course. So let me show you that in clear. Yes, very excited that we are able to announce the publication of our new book titled I Spirit, A New Story. We downloaded both the ebook version and the paperback edition on Amazon yesterday. Both versions are now available. If you'd like to read a short sampler or visit our book page on our website, go directly to the Amazon page. The link is next to the video here. Seems like we had a short interruption there of the audio talking about the book. But this book really serves as a companion to all the live classes and courses we offered during one of the most intense and fulfilling years in the history of humanity. That would be this year. It's quite a statement, but I believe 2020 will make its way into Earth's history books. As you flip through the pages of this new book, you can literally feel Michael's presence, as well as all the energy from everyone who participated in our programs and services. For that, I want to thank all of you for sharing your presence in such a profound way. It is literally soaked into every page in the book. So let's take another deep breath. As we always do, I step aside and allow Michael to step forward. Indeed, greetings. It is I, Michael, in service to your new story. A story that is being celebrated by many on my side of the veil, and by a few thousand inside this human experience. A story that has been embraced and now embodied by a very small but potent group of fully conscious human beings. If you could see, as we do, the impact you are having on creation, you would stop right now listening to all those underlying doubts, those worries and concerns. We understand that many of you were hoping that you too would be realizing this new story as your own at this time. Be patient, my friends. Maybe you've run out of patience, but just a little bit more. The unfoldment of such a grand awakening is under the care of your soul. You're not deciding this, dear human. What you are leaving behind has been called the norm for a very, very long time. So let's acknowledge once again why it is so important that you exist on this planet at this time as a human being, called by many the planet of love. You carry inside you a very ancient story, one that includes many personal and collective adventures, and for the most part has also supported a type of separation between many different parts of yourself. You brought that honored story to this planet to play it out in a physical reality in slow motion, not to punish yourself, as some have suggested, but to better understand the dynamics that have created a polarized, dualistic system of reality within creation. This planet, from our perspective, represents a true masterpiece. From our perspective, the greatest in all creation. You might not call it that while experiencing being human, but it truly is. This masterpiece has been infused by a variety of creators with their own presence, including my own, in support of the most incredible and what some of you have called brutal experience any of you have ever participated in. You almost got lost in the story you brought with you. Or would it be more appropriate to say, already were lost inside a cosmic story that became polarized between different parts of every creator? Polarized between the light and dark, male and female, human and angel, giving and receiving. So let's take a deep breath there. Because we've talked at length about the art of being in receivership. It truly is an art form. It helps to transcend the perceived separation between receiving and sharing. In your old story, cooperation and mutual respect were gradually replaced by the energies that support feeling powerful or powerless. All of you have a witness firsthand this very theme repeating itself in every phase of your life over and over and over again. You became so seduced by that story, both on and off of this planet, that you almost forgot how it feels to be in a more natural state. Is this because the story itself is so powerful? Or did the role of feeling powerless become dependent on that story? Inside this story, receiving and sharing was for the most part conditional. Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Love me and I'll love you back. The need to be loved back was so overwhelming that it almost created a permanent separation within creation. Your human heart and mind carry this ancient wound and play it out in your human experience. So your new story has shifted how you feel about opposites of yourself. For the most part, most of you now fully embrace your shadow. For the most part, you accept the unique perception within both the male and female parts of you. For the most part, you value being and doing equally. Within this entire human experience, you have yet, though, to obtain any state of perfection. Why? Because you also understand that to be complete folly. You stop listening and responding to the internal battle within this dualistic perception of reality. And what many of you have discovered was and is humbling. It really wasn't that hard to become conscious, but it was almost unbearable to be unconscious. That feeling can bring any creator to their knees, and it has, and it will continue. It can cause you to rely on a variety of very codependent relationships. They exist big time inside these family structures, but they also existed within your spiritual families, or you wouldn't have recreated them here on earth. In your old cosmic story, it didn't feel safe to rely on yourself. You didn't fully trust yourself. You started to doubt whether this gift of being an individuated facet of the original self was even real. So you brought all these conflicted feelings with you to experience them firsthand as a human being. Some have called that hell. We call that courage. Truly, courage. A type of service to all of life that has never been seen before. But now we are. Like any story, it's not always easy to accept the ending. You became so addicted to the search, which of course aligned you perfectly with that cosmic wounded male energy. And then you made a really bold choice. You embraced the art of being in receivership. You allowed yourself to be loved, but in a new way. Not by anything outside of you, by you. Take a breath there. You embraced your human version, your soul, in all past and future versions of you, with a quality of love that was new to you. Such a choice, so simple and yet so profound, has released a tidal wave of stuck energy. Some of you are still feeling it. Feeling it at home, feeling it laying in a hospital room. Because of that, some of you have gotten really good at self-regulating your own energy field. You're now experiencing not only the side effects, but the benefits from allowing this very subtle, warm glow, a feeling inside of you, to now act as your new barometer. And one of the first things you've noticed by embracing being conscious is your newfound ability to create your own experience by allowing your own presence to serve you on your behalf. If this was the prize to any of those lottery tickets, Can you imagine how valuable it would be? Well, you must have. Because you just won the jackpot, my friends. It has always been about you. Oh, we're not referring to the ego version. That part of you is included in all of this. It has always been about you. The original self, but with your name on it. Another breath. And because you are now allowing this truth to also be your truth, something has shifted big time. You now find yourself existing in a separate reality from the rest of your human family. Remember this. To be on this planet but not of it, you got it. You put both feet into your new story. It's been our theme all year. It has manifested into something extraordinary. A type of quasi-physical human being. Not the complete version. It needs time to grow, expand, and to develop into any number of expressions. This quasi-physical experience is inviting all creation to experience life inside a new story. Can you, dear human, just stop for a moment and realize the impact you are really having on creation? All of it? This is but the beginning of something new. Take a breath. Your new story represents a brand new experience. It feels to many of you like the story of creation itself has actually been reset. As if to say, if I could do it again, knowing what I know now, how would I experience it? How are you experiencing it, my friends? The wounded male nature, your mind, in the new story no longer feels the need to search for the missing piece. Something has shifted because something did shift in the original love story. The father of creation no longer is making the mother responsible for how he feels. Like her, he now allows himself to experience a quality of love that doesn't need to be loved back. He now feels complete from within by loving himself first. That part of you can now perceive the beauty of life within the original template. What we have called sacred geometry in action. The details of such a magnificent blueprint reveal themselves through the laws of physics. The mind and heart now dance to the same song with their own unique perception. The term male and female, mother and father, no longer defines who you are, which has a major impact on your relationship to family. Our service to all of you. We'll continue to fully support the conscious human being, simply because you appreciate the support while navigating inside your new story, while living alongside a human family who, for the most part, is unconscious of what you have now created. Our service has also shifted to those that are now just awakening. They're new to the teachings of Michael. They can feel the attraction, but like all of you, they want answers to a variety of questions. And like you, they don't initially accept that you are what you're looking for. Simply amazing times all of us are living in. I want to thank Robert for allowing me to be in this close to all of you, and for sharing my presence in his new book. We know he doesn't embrace the art of writing the way he embraced the art of working with building furniture. It doesn't feel natural to him, being the writer. And so I appreciate his willingness to do his best. And we're good. I thank him for allowing me to be at the ground level with all of you, instead of viewing this experience above the clouds, so to speak. The games that have supported your old story will continue for some time. The powerful and the powerless will take on many, many forms. But now there exists a viable alternative. Very few will recognize it in this lifetime. Very few recognize my presence in Robert in this lifetime. And the thousands of you that are aware that you too are this eternal self, and have allowed the energetic presence of what is connected to you in this human experience to also be present. That allows the change to happen on this earth. That is what we mean when we say to all of you, you can't do this by yourself. You've tried. Allow us in, and allow our presence combined with you, human, to do all the work. Very few will recognize what has taken place, what is taking place in your life in this lifetime. But the seed you have planted, just like with Yeshua, will continue to grow long, long after you're gone. In the meantime, allow this warm glow to serve you. This steady inner flame that can't be put out. Many have tried, and all have failed. Its presence is eternal. And now you have reclaimed it as being you too. Speaking on behalf of all your non-physical friends, thank you. Truly. Thank you, my friends. Such an honor to be a witness and to be of service to all of you. All my blessings.